Hi everyone, I am evethemedium and welcome to my YouTube channel where I will teach you how to develop your spiritual gifts and connect with your spiritual guides. If you're new to my channel, you can subscribe below and also click the notification bell to be notified when any of my new videos are up. Today's video is the English version of my previous video on the benefits of Cascarilla, so stay with me. So what is Cascarilla? Cascarilla is made out of crushed eggshell and holy water. I do not recommend that you try and prepare Cascarilla at home because it does include prayers, ceremonial prayers. Cascarilla is indispensable in the Yoruba religion. There's a saying, if you are a santero and you do not have Cascarilla, you are not a santero. That is because it is used in every single ceremony. It is mainly used for what we call the firmas, the signs of the orishas. But Cascarilla is really used in everything when it comes to Santeria. And now it has become used worldwide by every spiritual religion. I personally use it a lot. It is very protective. As you know, the egg, we use the egg for cleansing to remove negative energy. Cascarilla is also used in every cleansing spiritual bath. I also use it a lot for protection. I use it a lot in spiritual cleansing baths. As you all know, it is a major ingredient in my jinx removing bath. I always recommend that anytime you're going to do a spiritual cleansing bath, to make sure to add an entire cascarilla. One thing I must warn you about, there are several cascarillas sold out there in many botanicas, and I believe is that they might not know that they are selling the wrong cascarilla, especially if it's someone that does not practice any religion, that just has a botanica, a religious supply store. They might not know the difference between the cascarilla. There is a cascarilla out there which is the very hard one. Maybe many of you have purchased a cascarilla and have found it to be extremely hard. Cascarilla should always be soft and easily crushed. As you can see how easily and smooth it goes on the hand? When you use the other type of cascarilla, which is really hard, it wouldn't go as smooth. This cascarilla, you will break a piece and it will just kind of melt between your fingers. So this is the preferred cascarilla. This is the original cascarilla. If you do not have a religious supply store, you can purchase it on my website, evespiritualhealer.com. I will leave the link below. Just by holding it in your hand, you can tell the difference because it feels very smooth and very soft. And as you can see, look at my hand. The other cascarilla, you can rub your hand on it and it will not go on your hand. And that is because it has other ingredients that are not healthy. So make sure that when you go to purchase a cascarilla, you could just rub your finger on it and you can tell if it's the original one, if it's authentic. What are the uses of cascarilla? What can we use cascarilla for? The answer is everything. We can use cascarilla for everything. I'm going to take you step by step on what are the usage of cascarilla. The main purpose of cascarilla is protection, to protect us and remove any negative energy. You should always protect yourself. I rub some cascarilla on my hands. I always wipe down. I use cologne 1800 or cascarilla alone to just wipe down and remove any negative energy that I have absorbed. That is one of the uses of cascarilla. Another one of the uses of cascarilla is in spiritual cleansing baths. As I mentioned before, it is one of the main ingredients in my jinx removing bath. I always recommend to crush a cascarilla in there because it strengthens the bath, just as the asafoetida. The asafoetida is another one of my ingredients in my jinx removing herb mix. So cascarilla can be used in any spiritual cleansing bath. And the good thing is that cascarilla can also be used alone. Meaning, if you find yourself with no herbs at home, with nothing to cleanse yourself, and you find yourself in the middle of the night having a nightmare or getting the sense that someone is sending you some psychic attack, the best thing to do is, and I personally do not mind doing this, getting up in the middle of the night, grabbing a bowl of water, crushing a cascarilla in there, and just pouring it from the shoulders down. If you feel that something was sent to you in the middle of the night This is something that you can do. If you are experiencing a nightmare, I always have a cascarilla by my bedside. On my night table, I always have a cascarilla there. If I feel I'm having difficulty sleeping, if I feel restless, I take some cascarilla and I make a cross on the soles of my feet, the back of my neck, my forehead, and I will sleep all night like a baby. And this can also be used on babies and on children that experience a lot of nightmares. So cascarilla is basically so safe to use on anybody. It's non-toxic. It is very natural because it's made of eggshell, unless you're allergic to eggs. But cascarilla can be used by anyone. Another way you can use cascarilla is by adding it or mixing it with half a gallon of water, adding some cologne 1800. I'm always mentioning this bath in a lot of my videos. This is something extremely simple that you can have at home and use it when you don't have anything else to cleanse yourself and you feel some negative energy. This is something very simple that you can use. It can also be used in floor wash. Add 3 to 4 ounces of cologne 1800 to a bucket of cold water or room temperature water and crush one entire cascarilla there and mop your home from back to front. And this is something that if you do it, you will notice the difference immediately. I mean immediately, you will notice that your house becomes brighter. It removes any darkness. So you will experience immediately that any negative energy that was in your home will be removed by just mopping with cascarilla and cologne 1800. And you will also notice that the energy just starts flowing, that it feels very peaceful, very clean. These are things that I highly recommend that you always have in your home: cascarilla and cologne 1800. So it's something that you should have. What other usage does cascarilla have? It has so many to mention, honestly. In the Spanish version, I mentioned that if you are looking for work, not online, but personally have to fill out an application, you can rub some cascarilla in the form of a cross, stating your intention, then just dust it off. And what this does is, it removes any blockage that may be blocking you from getting that job. And yes, it also works for schoolwork. For those of you, for some reason I picked that up. So I guess someone is obviously thinking about that. Yes, it can be used for any kind of legal papers, schoolwork, tests, whatever it is. Rub some cascarilla in there, dust it off, turn it in, and you'll see the results. Another way you can protect yourself with cascarilla, if you work outside your home, before leaving your home in the morning, make sure to make a cross with cascarilla on the soles of your feet. This is to protect you from absorbing any negative energy. We walk down the street, we never look down. We might step on certain things that were meant for somebody else, and what can happen is we absorb that energy and we take it home with us. So the cascarilla creates a shield that prevents you from absorbing any witchcraft that was set in any particular place or just dropped in any particular place for someone else. So the cascarilla prevents you from absorbing that. Another way you can use cascarilla for protection is by making it a fine powder and powdering your body with it. This is for very strong spiritual protection. Now, for the home, how can you use cascarilla to protect the home? You can take the cascarilla and trace your door with it. As you're doing this, you must place your intentions. May this cascarilla protect the entrance of my door from any negative energy, from any earthbound spirits, from any dark spirits. As you're doing this, you can also do it on windows, and also make small crosses on every door in your home. Since it's white, nobody will see it unless your doors and your walls are painted in a different color. But this is for extra protection in the children's room, next to the crib, next to their bed. You can make small crosses of cascarilla to prevent anything from bothering them at night, from disturbing their sleep. Again, there are so many uses. These are the most common ones that I can think about, but cascarilla can be used in so many ways. When you feel that your head is off and you feel that you're forgetting things, it's always good to refresh your head with coconut water. And then what you can do is you can take some cascarilla, some cocoa butter, and make a paste and just put it on the crown of your head. Wrap yourself in a white scarf and that will kind of like clear your mind. It brings peace. It gets rid of the blahs, of the sadness, all those emotions that really come from negative energy that we absorb from people, places, and things. So it's always good to protect your head. And cascarilla is one thing that you can use to protect your head. You can also make a cross with cascarilla on the crown of your head. Wrap yourself with a scarf before going to bed so you can have a peaceful and restful sleep. Cascarilla can help you and your children and your family and protect you in so many ways. So make sure that you always have a large amount of cascarilla at home, but make sure it's the authentic cascarilla. And you guys might always say, I'm always sending you to take a shower all the time, but it's so important for you to take a shower when you come from work. I personally, myself, and I've mentioned this to you guys, I will not go to bed without taking a shower. Even if I just go around the corner. If I step outside, I am taking a shower before bed. If I spend the day in the home, even doing nothing but I'm speaking to people over the phone, I am still going to take a shower before I go to bed. It just makes me feel more comfortable. I sleep a lot better. I sleep more relaxed, and my dreams are even more clearer. So I do recommend, if you work outside your home or even if you work from home, make sure take some cascarilla, take some Colonia 1800, add it to some water. If you shower every day, that is something very simple that you can do, and it's to protect yourself. Pour it from the shoulders down. Always state your intention. May this bath with cologne and cascarilla and water remove any negative energy that I have absorbed and protect my aura from absorbing any further negative energy. I always ask that the bath creates a wall of protection around me, especially if I'm going out. So that is something that I do every night religiously. I take a spiritual cleansing bath. Since I work every day, and especially since I spend a lot of time on the phone, that is something that I do. Even though after every reading, I cleanse myself. Always before going to bed, I do my spiritual cleansing bath with cascarilla. And I also sprinkle some cascarilla on the bed. That is something that you can do as well for protection. So guys, I've given you the many uses of cascarilla. And I believe there are so much more out there. But these are the main ones for your protection, for the protection of your children and your family, for the protection of your home. And I almost forgot, if you guys like to gamble, whether it's poker, then you put some cascarilla in your hand, just rub it. Make sure that your hands don't stay all white, but rub some on your hands. If you like the slots, then you take some cascarilla on your hand and rub it on that slot to remove the negative energy of so many people that have sat there. And you know, sometimes people sit and they're losing money, so they start cursing at the machine and they start saying, this darn machine, I lost because of this machine, banging the machine. So they're putting all that negative energy. You know, words have vibrations, so they're putting that all on the machine. And when you sit there, what's going to happen? You're going to lose. So what I do is rub some cascarilla in your hand and just wipe it. Remove any negative energy. Because as long as you have cascarilla in your hands, it's not going to attach itself to you. And I know a lot of you are going to buy your cascarilla and then run to the casino. And I wish you lots and lots of luck. If you have enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if at any time you're also interested in booking a reading with me, I will leave the link below. And there you can also find all my products and also find your cascarilla. God bless you. And I wish you all much love and light.